I left my cheating husband stranded in Mexico. So, there I was, living what I thought was a blissful married life. My husband, Jake, and I had been married for 5 years. We lived in a cozy apartment complex with some really great neighbors. I had a job I loved, and everything seemed perfect until it all came crashing down. One evening, I came home from work to find my neighbor and friend, Stacy, waiting for me. She had a somber expression on her face and said we needed to talk. My heart immediately sank. What could possibly be so important that she had to wait for me outside my apartment? We went inside, and Stacy revealed that she had seen Jake coming and going from another woman's apartment in our very own complex. At first, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I thought it was some kind of cruel joke. But then she pulled out her phone and showed me pictures of Jake kissing this woman right outside her apartment door. The evidence was irrefutable. What in the freaking world? How long has this been going on? The pain, the hurt, the betrayal, it all hit me like a ton of bricks. But Stacy, being the amazing friend that she is, convinced me to stay calm and to get some hardcore revenge. After all, I wanted Jake to feel the same pain he had caused me, and Stacy helped me make the perfect plan. But first, we had to act like nothing was wrong. That was the toughest part, let me tell you. However, Jake and I had a vacation to Mexico planned just 2 weeks later. We had been looking forward to this trip for months. This would give me the perfect opportunity to drop a big all revenge nuke on him that he would never see coming or even know how to deal with. You know, kind of like the one that just dropped on me. So, I played along, acting like the loving wife who had no idea her husband was cheating on her. It was incredibly hard, but I knew it would be worth it in the end. Finally, the day of our vacation arrived. We landed in Mexico and checked into our beautiful resort. The first day was spent lounging by the pool, walking on the beach sipping margaritas, and soaking up the sun. The next morning, we went back out to the beach. We had rented a cabana because we intended to be there all day. I told him I had a headache and needed to go back to the room or some Tylenol. I told him I'd be back soon, but I was lying. I went straight up to the room, called for the shuttle to the airport, changed clothes, packed my stuff in record time, and headed to the front entrance. The real kicker is that I also packed Jake's passport in my suitcase. If you've ever traveled, you can see where this is going. If you don't have a passport, you can't get on a plane, and it is a royal pain in the ass to get a replacement when you're in another country. Anyway, just like that, I was gone. I don't know how long he sat on that beach before coming to find me. He would have had to get an extra key to our room just to get in. LOL. Imagine the look on his face when he entered our room to not only not find me there, but to also see that all of my stuff was missing. I can only imagine the panic that must have set him when he realized I was gone and his passport was nowhere to be found. He must have thought I had been kidnapped or something. But his nightmare was only just beginning. Frantic, Jake reached out to my parents, hoping they might know where I was. They didn't reply immediately, but when they did, it was with a cold, short message, "She's fine, and she's back home." That was it. No further explanation. No comfort. Just the bitter taste of abandonment. Now, Jake was stranded in Mexico with no passport and no idea what was going on. He had to jump through all sorts of hoops to get a temporary passport and find a way back home, which took him a full 3 weeks. But that wasn't the end of his punishment. During the time Jake was stuck in Mexico, I had moved all of my belongings out of our apartment and found a new place to live. I had also filed for divorce thanks to Stacy's help. She was there for me every step of the way, providing emotional support and helping me get my life back on track. I couldn't have done it without her. As for Jake, he returned to an empty apartment and a terminated job. His employer didn't take kindly to him being absent for 3 weeks, no matter what the reason. I had effectively turned his entire world upside down, and the best part was, he still didn't exactly know why. I never returned any of his calls or texts. I gave him nothing. However, eventually I decided to let him in on the secret. I mean, I couldn't ghost him forever. So I posted the picture of Jake kissing the other woman on social media, along with a new picture of him receiving the divorce papers. That same neighbor friend, Stacy, had taken the photo the day he was served at the apartment. I tagged Jake in the post, so all of our friends and family could see exactly what he had done. The response was overwhelming. People were commenting like crazy, expressing their shock and disgust at Jake's actions. It felt like a small victory, but more than that, it felt like I was finally taking back control of my life. I had been hurt, but I wasn't going to let that pain define me. I had stood up for myself and got my revenge. Jake tried to reach out to me again after that post dropped, but I continually ignored his calls and messages. I wanted nothing to do with him. I had made my point, and there was nothing more to say. He had hurt me, and I had returned the favor. It was time for both of us to move on. I spent the next few months rebuilding my life. I settled into my new apartment, made new friends, and focused on my career. Slowly but surely, I began to heal. The pain and betrayal started to fade, replaced by a sense of pride and empowerment. I had taken control of my own destiny, and that felt amazing. As for Stacy, she remained my rock through it all. We became even closer friends, and I will forever be grateful for her support and guidance. She was the one who helped me see that I deserved better than Jake, and I am so thankful for that. So, to all the people out there who have been cheated on or betrayed, know that you are not alone. You are strong, and you are capable of so much more than you realize. Don't let someone else's actions define your worth. Stand up for yourself, take control, and show the world just how amazing you truly are. And to my cheating ex-husband, I hope you learned your lesson. Don't ever underestimate the power of a scorned spouse. That was pretty hardcore there. How do you feel she did? Did she go too far? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. When you subscribe, be sure to click the notification bell. Click here for more Tangled threads.